जय माता। चरणं शरणं रमाम्बिके, चरणं शरणं त्रयम्बके. Passions difficult to conquer melt away in the crucible bhava and bhakti. When you close your eyes and meditate, you should be able to feel the rapture of inward communion. When you open your eyes and gaze at the image of God, the image should shine resplendent, pulsating with life. Then the form of the deity disappears. The deity becomes formless, arupa. The world of manifestation vanishes, and you become one with the eternal, secondless Sir. Such is the marvelous reward of bhava and bhakti. Bhava, bhakti, and bodha together endow the devotee with the most blessed vision. Then Sri Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana, on their way to the Dandakaranya, reached the Nishada Desha. They had to cross a ferry. Guha, the boatman, welcomed and worshipped them with great bhava. When asked by the Lord to ferry them across the river, Guha submits with folded palms. Lord, I have attained the consummation of my life today by beholding thy divine form. But before I take thee in my boat and have the joy of washing and worshipping thy lotus feet, I need a promise from thee. When a sacred dust of thy lotus feet fell on a rock, it became a woman, Ahalya. Now, if by the touch of thy feet my boat is turned into a woman, I will not only bear the boat, but also will have to bear the burden of a second wife. Grant me that such a calamity does not befall me. Here is the humor clothed in the sweetest and the most sublime bhava. Guha knew that Rama was God incarnate. Bhakti is the choicest boon from God. Devotion to Saguna, Sankirtan, Japa, and practice of the presence of God prepare the mind to reach the higher stage of meditation. Then mental waves must subside. Then alone meditation is possible. Even in philosophic inquiry, it is the deeper side of Chitta which is involved and not the surface mind of gunas. After choosing the ideal and the altar, one should dedicate himself to it. That is devotion, in whatever aspect it is known. Padi Bhakti, Matru Bhakti, Pitru Bhakti, or Guru Bhakti. Pundalika's ideal was Matru Pitru Bhakti. For him, there was no God other than his parents. For a Pativrata, husband is God. In whole-minded devotion and dedication, the ego melts away and knowledge shines forth. God is Jnanamurti, the embodiment of wisdom. By developing ecstatic devotion to Him, one naturally comes to experience the highest wisdom. The Bhakta is one who has supreme, undivided love for God. His faith is unshakable like Mount Meru. He has surrendered himself completely to God. His consciousness is untainted by ego turf. He has no sense of agency. He is above the states of happiness and misery. God dominates his consciousness. His uppermost thought is God and His glory. His mind remains unperturbed and unshaken even in the midst of life's trials and tragedies as ordained by Prarabdha. He cannot be attracted by anything in the world. Prakriti cannot delude him. Even in the external charm of Prakriti, he perceives only the eternal beauty of God. The Guru makes you aware of your intrinsic affinity with God. He enlightens you on the truth of Bimba Pradibimba Tattva. When mind is withdrawn from enjoyment and concentrated on God, eventually you will begin to feel your affinity with God. From this knowledge of worship arises bhakti, pure love for God. When love for God arises, the name of God becomes the source of sweetness and attraction. The purifying process in bhakti is a natural one. Craving fall off as bhakti and God yearning increase. God knowledge is innate in everyone, but bhakti is the choicest boon from God. Bhakti is the sweetest elixir of experience. The mind dissolved in God under the overwhelming current of bhakti. Bhakti is pure, boundless love for God. Bhakti arises from self-knowledge. The objects of your love are many. Hence your mind is scattered on numerous things. The mind should be withdrawn from the objects, collected together and directed to the feet of God. It then begins to taste the joy of devotion. Name of the God is the seed. The soil of mind should ploughed and got ready through sadhana and spiritual yearning. Pure conduct, acharana, and systematic observance of sadhanas, anushtana, constitute water, manure, etc. Then there will be a rich harvest. Worldly vasanas appear in the surface mind as evil vritti. When you rise up in sadhana, gaining more and more moral and spiritual force, the vasanas will become powerless. The vrittis will be isolated and vanquished as and when they appear. They will not be allowed to manifest themselves in action. This is the real Adhyatmic power which comes through devotion to God. God is the supreme attracting power. He is the fire of prema. He is all effulgence. He is all sweetness. He can burn up all your illusions, frailties, and accumulated sins in no time. He has the best shower of peace and fearlessness. The impure mind, engrossed in indulgence, cannot feel drawn to God. There should be outer and inner purity. In the popular sense, external purity comes through bath. In the deeper sense, external purity means practice of dharmacharana. To dwell in constant remembrance of God or to abide in unbroken Brahmanishta without identifying oneself with any desire or mental mode is inner purity. These two forms of purification are required for the householder. Observance of dharma and cultivation of jnana are interrelated. One helps the other. Bhagavad Gita is generally regarded as a discourse on metaphysical truths and disciplines of yoga, but it is also a discourse on dharma. Through that discourse, Lord awakened Arjuna the sense of duty. The Lord had instructed gopis also on the principles of dharma, but the latter received it as the Viraha Gita. They were submerged in the deluge of love intoxication. Nothing else could enter their minds. For them, there was only one dharma, to be united with Krishna, the Supreme Being. The blessed pain of Viraha is known only to a God lover who has experienced it, and not to the philosopher who speculated on Vedantic truths. Modern Vedantis look upon the bhaktas' tears of love as a sign of weakness, and bhakti itself is a mere emotional fantasy. But what is the view of a bhakta who is sunk in love? The bhakta sings, Mother sings a Marathi Abhanga. O Lord, grant me that sweet elixir called bhakti, which is of the form of pure love for thee. My beloved, greater than thee is thy name. Why name is considered greater than God? It is because the form of God cannot be seen always. Form appears and disappears, but name is always with the bhakta. When the name is chanted, form automatically comes. Then both name and form melt away in the ineffable Advaitic experience. Such is the power of ecstatic love for God. The bhakta sings in ecstasy, O Lord, you do not know the glory of your name. Only your devotees know its glory. Such a statement like this, only an ecstatic devotee has the right to make. He has drunk deep the ambrosial love. He has taken a plunge into the ocean of divine form, Rupa Sagara. When once you taste the sweetness of the name, all the other desires drop away. The moth, attracted towards the fire, gets burnt and dies. But the exalted should offer themselves as oblations to the altar fire of prayer. To shed tears of sorrow, complaining to God about the miseries inflicted by others, is a sign of weakness. The source of unholy tears is the weak mind. The prarabdha may bring bodily afflictions, but the bhakta is strong of mind. He does not weep. He does not find fault with others. He does not complain to God or about God. When devotion springs up, mind becomes strong. In a strong mind, there is no room for sorrow, despair, delusion, or craving. Tremendous spiritual power comes in the wake of bhakti. Even at the altar of Desha Bhakti, how many heroes and heroines sacrificed their precious lives with a smile on their lips and a glow in their eyes. Such heroism, such a spirit of sacrifice, such marvelous devotion you should show for the sake of winning God realization. Devotion should be lightly cultivated until the fountain of love makes its appearance. In company as well as in solitude, you should be always in tune with God. This requires effort. Lapses will come. Success is sure to come. God is very particular about the bhava. Yearn for God as a child for the sight of its mother. Do not allow aligned thoughts and interests to come in between you and your God. Open yourselves to grace by a life rooted in faith and by purifying the chitta through constant remembrance of God, anushtana, and austerity. When chitta becomes sattva filled, the powerful current of bhakti appears to lead to God. The secret of Prakriti, the mystery of Maya, stands revealed before the lover of God. Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage. Jai Mata.